You're listening to the TFM Motorsports official podcast, all things monster trucks. Welcome to a brand new episode of the TFM Motorsports official podcast. I'm Thomas Fresco. I was trying to do it last week, but I got sick, and I had to settle for the Motorsports Hour episode, but thankfully I was able to get that out for you. I was feeling better enough to commentate, but yeah, I'm pretty much there. I just have a slight cough left, but other than that, I'm doing fine. And we're about to, we're about to get things underway with the all the information about the stadium events plus the World Finals. We're not going to go over predictions just yet. That will be reserved for our next main episode of the podcast, which we will get to, but I say we because I'm joined here with Arena Pod Productions. Douglas is back after quite a bit. Douglas, welcome back to the podcast.
Been a long time, but I'm finally back.
Again, it's good to see you again. It's when was the last time we were on the podcast together? Was that March or something like that? I'm trying to figure out because it really has been that while.
Probably February or March.
Yeah, around that March.
Either way, it's been a while.
Definitely has. I mean, still, time flies, though. It doesn't even feel that long ago.
But I'm glad to be back.
Yeah. So going into the Monster Jam Stadium events, their last two, Tristan England would win the Stadium Series West, and Tyler Menega would win Stadium Series East. Let's first talk about Tristan England. Again, he finally gets a Stadium Point Series, a big upgrade, and he's pretty much now solidified himself as like one of the big top dogs of Monster Jam if he hasn't already. He has a racing title, obviously with Earthshaker a couple years ago, and now he has a Series Points Championship. Now with this Points Championship, do you think he's got like a lot of confidence going into the World Finals coming up next month or 2 months from now?
I think so. To go from like winning a triple threat to like winning like big stadium events against Ryan Anderson, that I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, he's also got
Like
sorry, I just wanted to also point out he also has Adam, Caleb Blood, Todd the Duke. It's just a all-star lineup on that tour.
yeah, and some of them are world champions, mind you. And he literally just started driving like a few years ago and is now all the way to the top and winning for JCB, which is definitely happy about their sponsorship. They definitely got their money's worth. But I think Tristan might not be the winner for racing. I have other predictions, but he might still be up there. I have to wait till qualifying though.
Yeah. And yeah, I think this honestly might be the most successful sponsor. Because right now he's got the points championship, and I think in terms of sponsors, or actually I think it's like tied with VP, because VP got the freestyle title and now JCB got the points title. But if Tristan gets one of the four titles or whatever competitions he's in, then then JCB will be like the most successful sponsor of Monster Jam as of right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, sorry if I if I cough during this quite a bit. Again, I still got some shit in my throat, so I gotta still recuperate a little bit, but I'll still be fine before Friday. I gotta go to a race. And then we go to Tyler Menega. He didn't win by a long shot. He actually only won by 10 points over Barney Musauer. Did you think that Tyler's season would be that much of a struggle with his new truck?
Um, I I really got to think about that. It's really not a surprise to me that he's up there because he seems to be better than pretty much everybody there. But the fact that he did in a new truck and was it new to him this season?
Yeah, this
Was
is
it?
yep, new truck.
Yeah, it was. That's impressive. Getting in a truck that you're not familiar with and just winning the championship the same year, that just shows his skill set. That pretty much if he gets any chassis on the Gravedigger, he probably can do well with it.
Yeah, he's just fully talented, and yeah, obviously he had some truck
And he,
breakages and stuff like that throughout the season, but when the truck was working right, he was killing it.
yeah, and he's also one of the young guns that came in 2016, I believe, 2015, I don't know, but either way, he came in like 10 years ago. So seeing him rise to the top so early on, he's got a lot more to go.
Yeah, and then the last event where they went to Pittsburgh, oh my god, he went on a tear. Um, Obviously he had like kind of duts or whatnot throughout the season, but this event was a near full dominating night. Bari won freestyle, but I thought Tyler could have gotten the clean sweep. Honestly, he had like more momentum and like a crazy finish. So, but he still won racing and skills. And once, like obviously racing, he won, and people are like, oh, there's somewhat of a margin left. But then once Tyler clinched skills, and I think it was like later on in freestyle, I'm not sure. Eventually, uh, yeah,
It was over.
yeah, he clinched it just a little early, and he managed to get it.
I was on the edge of my seat during the racing because I was like, come on, Bari, win this series.
Oh yeah, and then they faced off like during the racing competition. So pretty much that to me was like the ultimate decider, and Tyler was the better man that day.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Once Bari lost, my heart kind of sank, but I knew that he still had a chance. But after skills, no.
But yeah, also Bari's a really good dude, man. I mean, he lost the points championship, but he still had that smile on his face, and got the highest score to get freestyle, and he pushes on to the world finals again. He took it like a champ.
And the fact that he was up there with Tyler, like fighting for the lead, that's nothing to be ashamed about.
Again, yeah, runner up. Yeah, even if you're runner up against that field, especially with Tyler right by you, like Bari really had a breakout season, and next season, I think Bari could have more success. And again, I'm not sure what the lineup's going to look like, but either way, Bari's going to be a huge contender each and every time.
Definitely.
But yep, so final point standings for each tour. So we're going to start off with East. Tyler Menega got the victory by 10 points over Barry Musauer. Cannon Murphy third. Armando Castro fourth. Dalton Whiter fifth. Colt Stevens sixth. Cynthia Gauthier seventh. Chris Kohler eighth. Jim Kohler ninth. Mike Christensen 10th. Joe Foley 11th. And Kevin Crocker last. Going to Stadium Series West, Tristan England won over 13 points from Ryan Anderson. Then third is Bryce Kenny. Fourth is Adam Anderson. Zach Garner gets a top five. Tyler Duke in his final points competition got sixth. Mike Pagliaro got seventh. Colvinard eighth. Caleb Blood ninth. Jamie Gardner 10th. Nick Pagliaro is 11th. And Matt is last. Arena Series Central, John Zimmer Jr. won over Matt Cody with, it would be by 79 points. Jamie Sullivan third, Fernando Martinez fourth, Triton Robbins top five, John Zimmer sixth, Montana Robbins seventh, and Angelina Knock last. Then we go to the Arena Series East. Blake Ranger won over MJ Solario with 144 points over. Then Tony Oaks third, Brandon Teleshka fourth, Kristen Anderson fifth, Michaela Teleshka sixth, Mark Hall seventh, Kirk Kramer eighth, and then on that other time, it was Zach Garner and Jamie Garner driving for a couple shows, respectively 9th and 10th. Then Arena Series West would be Weston Anderson winning over Devin Winfield by 357 points, a true dominating Weston Anderson fashion. Then Cody Saucier third, Brianna Mahan fourth, Tim Hall Jr. fifth, Ashley Sanford 6th, Berto Trevino 7th, and Alex Barden, Carson Williams, and Corey Rummel teaming with Earthshaker got last on that tour. So that's your final standings for the Monster Jam point series for 2025. It was a great run, January to May, and just like that, it went by just like that. What's your final thoughts on this season now that we got the live streams, not starting mid season, but now starting from like January right at the start and continuing on right up until the end?
Definitely one of the seasons of all time. Maybe not up there with 2024, but it's one of the best seasons so far. I really have to wait till the World Finals to really conclude my feelings of it, because to me, that's the final note of the season, like if it's good or not. And so far, the format, not really, but I'm really hoping that it makes up for it.
Yep, and then
So far, this season
so
is awesome, though.
definitely my thoughts about the season. It's one of the best. Reason being is because of the streams. Cause like that's why I said this is like one of the best seasons. And I even talked to Cannon Murphy at the pit party a couple of weeks ago back in East Rutherford. Cause like now it's almost like NASCAR or Supercross, where fans, whether hardcore or just getting started, could keep up with the series week in and week out, watch their favorite tour, and see who comes out on top after the long journey. And you get to see like exclusive moments that you never thought you would see, like funny moments or like moments that would set drivers apart from others. It's it's a new thing that I'm really glad they started doing last year, and now this year it showed its full potential. By now, we got to see the entire season start to finish, and honestly, this is like the best thing that's ever happened in modern day Monster Jam, and I bet everyone could agree on that. And I really hope that we can continue this on for years to come, because this was definitely a big win, and this made this season pretty much a game changer, honestly.
Yeah, live TV from YouTube and basically just live streaming anywhere. I don't know what they're on. Like, I know one of them is Prime and Roku and also YouTube, but regardless, live streaming has definitely changed Monster Jam for the better.
Yep, and
And
hopefully,
I'm pretty sure this season is like a pretty good example of why.
yeah, but I do hope next season we'll see like more crazy changes too, to kind of freshen it up a little bit, because that's something that we like to see. Um, Now moving forward to the Monster Jam World Finals, we're not gonna get into predictions until we get to our big stream, and you know what? We're gonna announce it right now. So before we get into the World Finals stuff, this episode of the podcast is like technically the last points one, where we went over Monster Jam points and all that. But we're gonna be going over the World Finals just like last year, but we're gonna do it differently. So June 30th is the predictions and final thoughts going into it, and then July 6th, that Sunday, is when we'll give our full review and final thoughts on the World Finals. But again, we're doing it differently. We're not going to do it like last year where it's just like any other episode, but with a World Finals banner. We're doing it live. We are going to be doing this live for the first time ever. Never done the podcast live before, but this is something new I want to try. So June 30th, we'll do our predictions and full thoughts going into the event, and then July 6th, we recap it. And of course, this means if there's questions you would like us to answer, you can put it down in the comments when we are live on that day. And I'll try to get some more guys in here too. So it's going to be a very, very fun time. Very excited for it. So that is technically the next normal episode of the podcast, because we're going to be technically going on a break unless we get interviews that we can do throughout this next 2-month period. So That's a little bit of a little announcement there. Just wanted to bring up as we were about to talk about World Finals.
I love that idea. Going live with you.
Oof, sorry.
If I could, I'll. Now you're good. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's just the stuff still
But if
bothering me.
I could, I'll definitely join the live stream. I hope to see you all there.
All right, moving forward to the Monster Jam World Finals as of May 27th, 2025, for the 4th of July weekend. We have a couple of things fully revealed, including the track, the field of 24, as well as the last chance qualifier field. Let's get into it. So, for starters, let's get into the field of 24, as this was revealed just last week. We got our 5 champions, as well as the randomized picks that they've done. So let's start off with the field of 24. We got, of course, Blake Ranger and Monster Mutt Dalmatian. We got Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger, Weston Anderson and Gravedigger, Cody Sussier and Dragon, Brianna Mahan and Scooby Doo, John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity, Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash, Tristan England, JCB Digatron, Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger, Todd LeDuc, Megalodon Stars and Stripes, Bryce Kenny, Monster Mutt, Caleb Blood in another Sparkle Smash, Zach Garner in Wildside, Mike Pagliaro in Excalibur, Tyler Menega in Gravedigger, Barry Musauer in Zombie, Cannon Murphy, Classroom Crusher, Armando Castro, El Toro Loco, Dalton Widener, Jurassic Attack, Colt Stevens, Thunderosaurus, Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer, Jim Kohler, and Avenger. And of course, the 24th spot will be given to the last chance qualifier winner. What's your thoughts about this field of 24?
There's definitely like a few people that's missing, like Devin Winfield. Like I could have. I'm not naming any names, of course, because I don't want to get called out. But there are definitely some drivers that might deserve to be in there more. But so far, the lineup is just all right. There could be more, but I'm hoping that Tritana Robbins gets in there, or maybe Matt Cody, because I feel like those guys actually deserve it.
Yeah, one thing to note is that the as well, like obviously, like you're locked in when you're in first, but the reason why I didn't pay attention to the battle for second and battle for third, because I knew that some of the drivers aren't going to be making it to the main field, like what happened with Matt Cody and Gravedigger in the Central Tour. He got second, yet as we're going to be talking about later, he got demoted to last chance qualifier, but Jamie Sullivan, who was third right behind him, she got the main bid. So so with that
Yeah,
one,
maybe
yeah.
maybe a little unfair.
So that's why I said, all right, points championship. Okay, that one's done. We're gonna stop focusing on that one because I knew I had a feeling that this would happen. So I hope for future points championships going into the World Finals, I hope they reward drivers in by like having a certain amount of like spots for an automatic bid, like like third or like top 3 or top 4, something like that, where you get the full lineup. And but then like obviously if you have a few extra spots, you could either do like a fan vote or random vote, or go from like 4th or 5th place down. That's what I would do. So then you get a much more like deserving field, especially with a points championship that goes from like January to May. Like it's not as long as NASCAR, although NASCAR's points championship could get kind of flawed, obviously with the playoffs, which that's another story for another day. Um, but like with this, I just feel like they should reward drivers from where they placed instead of like brands or favoritism, because that's what I got from some of them.
I agree. Like it does feel a little unfair at times, and they're just playing favorites, which is one of the things I don't really like about the sport, but I do have some ideas of fixing it, but I think we'll go over that another time.
Yeah, But let's go over some positives. Obviously, there's like one major positive I wanted to bring up. So obviously there's. Wait, hang on. Let's bring up a couple. So you got Zach Garner. Obviously, he's back because he won the freestyle championship. Um, you got Jamie Sullivan really working her butt off this year, and she managed to get in the main field. But then you have Mike Pagliaro in Excalibur. That one was the one that I was really excited for, because again he's had some great moments in the Stadium Series, showing off and going all out in his freestyles, and he's just a great personality, and again a very iconic truck. Again, shout out to Off Track Productions with that really cool Excalibur video. Got to learn a little bit more about the truck. But yeah, it's just an iconic name and a fantastic driver, both personality-wise and drivability-wise. He definitely deserves a spot in the World Finals.
I agree. I think it's about time that he finally gets a spot. Even though he's young and he has a lot of more left in his career, so far he's making a splash and definitely the best out of the Pagular rulers right now.
Definitely. Now let's go into the last chance qualifier, because this year it's another shakeup, and again, the last chance qualifier is my favorite, one of my favorite parts of the World Finals, especially with it coming back last year, because it's just something different. It's like a field that you never thought you would see. It's pretty much like a stadium racing series, but again, it's a full fresh lineup, and let's talk about them now. You got Tony Oaks and Thunder Roars, Ashley Sanford and Megalodon, Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco Stars and Stripes, Matt Cody and Gravedigger Stars and Stripes, MJ Solario and El Toro Loco, Brandon Teleshka, Just Get It Run 2, Triton Robbins, Crazy Train, Chris Kohler Mayhem, Devin Winfield Velociraptor, John Zimmer Sr. in Zombie, Cole Vennard in Black Pearl, and Mike Christensen in Vendetta. So with the last chance qualifier bracket with JCB on board, what is your thoughts on the drivers that are chosen?
Maybe Matt Cody should not have been in there. I think he was more deserving than Jamie Sullivan because he was second in like his tour. Meanwhile, Jamie was third, I think you mentioned.
Yeah, honestly, I thought
There's
I think like again, if I had my point series thing, they would have both been in the main field.
yeah. But it can feel a little unfair at times, but they're in the LCQ. They still have a chance and they have to work for it, which at least like adds a little bit of more for lack of a better word, a legitimacy to their position, which feel makes it feel more deserving. There we go. They still have a chance and that's good with me because at least they came close to it.
Yep, and then you also have Triton Robbins, Crazy Train. This is the first time that Crazy Train's going to be driving on a World Finals track in the history of the truck. And of course, this is Triton Robbins' first time competing at the World Finals, technically, but in the last chance qualifier. Did you think that this would ever happen? Like Crazy Train reaching this much success, and within the first point series, he's already in the LCQ.
No, I didn't. No, no. And they made it to LCQ. And this is their first full-time season from what I know of.
Yep.
I gotta go real quick. Hold on.
Yep. But yeah, it's just I just want to say again, it's just wild. Triton Robbins in just his first full-time arena series competition managed to get to this point where he just made the call. It's just really cool to see. But obviously Chris Kohler, he's had some struggles throughout the season though. Yeah, it's I hear people say he should have made it in the main field, but again, he was kind of far down in points. Then you got Cole Vennard. I was shocked that Cole Vennard was actually down that far in like to make it into the last chance qualifier. Taking a look back in points, just a refresher. Cole Vennard, he was 8th. Meanwhile, you got Caleb Blood 9th. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I honestly, I think Caleb Blood would probably be a better suit for last chance qualifier, and uh, and then you would have Colvin Ard in the main field. John Simmer Sr., good to see him trying to get a shot in there. And then you got Devin Winfield, again, going to be a very good contender. Um, Again, the whole field could easily play spoiler, but it all comes down to that event, which will be the day before the 4th of July. And of course, predictions will be revealed when we go to that live stream June 30th. Now, moving on to the new truck designs that are going to be at the World Finals. We got 3. However, obviously, there could be some new, some new truck designs possibly later on when we get to that. Obviously, Megalodon Stars and Stripes already has been shown for the last couple of events. We got Gravedigger Stars and Stripes that'll be driven by Matt Cody in the last chance qualifier. It is instead of black and green, it's black and a combination of red, white, and blue. It's got some stars, flames, a couple of stripe designs, a red background, blue ghost stuff with white smoke, white flames on the top, and then you have where the ghost would be. Instead of doing a ghost with like a red background or like somewhat of a like an American background or something like that, they decided to go and just have it as a firework on the top. I don't know what to think of that. I mean, obviously you don't need the ghost to make a good Gravedigger paint. Like the Gravedigger 20th anniversary, there was a skull and crossbones, and then the 25th anniversary, there was a ghost, but it was on the top of the truck. Meanwhile, the sides was just this like cool design. With this truck, I just feel the firework looks a little tacky. I would honestly go for something a little bit different, or maybe just have the ghost there. But yeah, the firework honestly doesn't really fit. But then we get to excuse me, yeah, sorry, the El Toro Loco Stars and Stripes that was revealed just today. It's like a light blue body that has a lot of the stars, and then like the red and yellow, the red and white is now the flames on the bottom of the truck, and this is the truck that Fernando Martinez is going to be driving. Honestly, this is like the best out of the 3 trucks. It just looks very sleek. I like the design. It's something fresh, and I think honestly this one, it just stands out to me a little bit better. So if I had to rank them, it would be El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and then Gravedigger at last. Again, there's probably going to be more paints. There's probably going to be more announcements. We're just going to have to wait and see. There is a stunt revealed, and that is the JCB stunt where I guess they're going to smash through like an inflatable or smash through like a plaque. I don't know. Again, it's based off of a toy. I got a little problem with that. Although it's good, like it sounds okay, I just feel they're doing the toy stuff a little too much. Like the stunts were just like at one time truck tandem freestyles or maybe a cool stunt that's original. Now I just feel like it's just a corporate sellout where they just, hey, here's some stuff, now go buy our toys. That's what I kind of feel these stunts are nowadays. I hope the other stunt that they reveal is something different, like either a new truck debut or maybe just a completely different concept. Because honestly, I'm just seeing a little bit too much of the toys, and it's really starting to kind of aggravate me a little bit. Because let's go down the list of how many times they did it. So they started this at World Finals 21 when they came back in 2022 with the reverse backflip stunt. That one was based off of a toy. Like literally a full-scale toy. That was one of the 2 encores. Then we got to World Finals 22, the Thunder Wars drop based off of a toy. Then we get to World Finals 23. They got Sparkle Smash debuting. However, that truck is based off of a toy. Then we get to World Finals 24, and already one of the stunts is based off of a toy. I I hope the other stunt that they have is something a little bit more original, something different, something a little bit more fresh. But it's either going to be something sponsored or a new truck debut. I don't know, but we'll see. All right, moving forward now to the conclusion. So the Monster Jam World Finals, obviously the format could get kind of confusing. I might not watch it crazy intense this year, but like especially on the 4th of July, but we'll see. Again, it's also a little bit later, so I might not stay up too much depending on what I'm doing, but I'll try to catch it as best as I can. I'm excited, though. The track itself, I noticed, is a little bit like it's good in racing, but again lacks in freestyle. But hopefully they do something crazy, because the freestyle. Sorry, I'm trying to hold in my freaking coughs. The freestyle, like, they had the room to do something freestyle related, but they just had a couple of tabletops and then like that little car jammer thing, and it still looks like you could eat your truck by doing that. What I wished for them to do is add more freestyle stuff, like maybe like a bus, or turn it into like a double, or like something, or even just with dirt, turn it into like some large dirt hill or something unique. Because that's what I think the Monster Jam World Finals tracks are kind of lacking now. Even if they have the room, they still don't capitalize on it. They gotta, hopefully next time, get more freestyle into it. Like, really add some things that are different that the other stadium shows don't have, so it makes it a little bit more appealing. Because, yeah, the track has some pretty good stuff with it. But honestly, there is more that could have been done. But that's all I'll say on that. Hopefully the World Finals blows my mind. I'm really either way, I'm really excited for it. Again, with the racing is my main thing I'm looking forward to seeing. The banking, the fast passes, and I had a concern at first that they might cartwheel or crash up into stands, but most likely they're going to tarp it, so we'll be good on that. So I'm very excited to see how it all unfolds, and we're going to end it off here. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the podcast. Our next time we're going to do a main episode of the podcast will actually be June 30th, live here on TF Motorsports, so mark your calendars for that. That'll be for the World Finals predictions. We'll get some people in here, and we will get things underway. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I am slowly feeling better, but I'm still kicking. See you guys next time.